Kia ora, and welcome to another playthrough of the Daily Flight in Sparrow Warfare, the upcoming game from Neo and Aurelius. My name is Sweet Tones, and I like to beta test games. I like to play them ahead of time. I like to help the developers work out the kinks and spot the problems that could come up before the game gets released in full. So, today's flight, we have the Way of Fire. So we've been switching a little bit. We were Way of Fire a couple of days ago, Way of Song yesterday, so back to Way of Fire. And our modifiers today, we have in fact 3 that have come up quite a bit recently. So it's quite interesting just to see how they interact with each other. So we've got the Halo of Flame. And this is one where everybody, including us, gets 3 burning damage at the start of every turn, and we get the ability to clear that with 3 wild tiles. We've got to be careful about how we use them. Try not to use them up too early, otherwise you get into trouble later on. But this is really nice when combined with Way of Fire, because it starts that just eating away a little bit at the boss's health before they wake up, and with some of our very low value birds it can actually take them out without us having to do any work for it, which is always nice. We do have Behind Chef, which reverses the order of opposing tiles, so the birds that we're facing, if you've got multiple birds out, the one who is first becomes last, and they flip round, which means we have to be a bit careful if we're just about to take a bird out but we don't have enough to do it. They're going to flip and they're going to be at the back, and the strong new bird that's just come out is going to be at the front. So we've got to look at our gameplay and not necessarily assume that the weak bird is going to get taken out. Fortunately, with Halo of Flame, even a weak bird will get another 3 burning damage, so we'll see how that plays out. And then we have the beautiful Clean Dozen, gives us 12 wild tiles at the start, which just gives us that little bit of a leg up, means we don't have to open up so many birds to get their bonuses early. And as always, if you're interested, jump into that Steam link below, get this game on your wish list, look out for further announcements, and there's also the wiki down there if you want to know anything more about the wild tiles, about the modifiers that we're playing with. So without further ado, let's jump in. Cool, so we can see we've all got the burning, and we've got our, as well as one of our bird baths, we've got a couple of our wild tiles appearing. So we're just going to have a quick look in our deck, because it's quite good to see. So the Halo of Flame gives us 3 bird baths, and the Clean Dozen has given us an extra one, which is nice. We've got thermals, we've got Magic 9 Ball is fun, we'll just get additional random wild tiles coming up. Frostbite, less fussed about that one, because in the Way of Song it's cool. It gives us the ability to attack birds even more when they've been frozen by our song. In Way of Fire it needs us to also have the wild tiles that freeze birds, so it's less useful, but wild tiles, even if we can't use them, are handy to help finish up runs and sets. So we will start off with our usual take out Sister Claws, build up some defense, and then refill with Way of Fire. And one of the challenges with Clean Dozen, or any point where we've got a lot of wild tiles in our hand proportionally compared to the other tiles, is that we risk clogging up our hand with wild tiles. Not too bad at this point, and quite nicely we didn't get any of the other birds come out, which means we can do a massive chunk of extra fire on Speedkeeper. That fire will reduce, like ours, will reduce down by 1 each turn, but attacking for sort of 21 and then diminishing is going to be really handy to wear down the hit points before the beekeeper wakes up. Right, so you can see we drew out Loxley and then Howl, but we flipped that around. That's not too much of a problem, to be honest. So what I'm going to start off with doing is we'll take out Howl with the 3 and 4 and then hit Loxley with the 5 and also see what our random... So we lose beekeeper, but we get some more defence. Not going to worry about building up my defence because Loxley gets taken out with the flame. Of course, the nice thing with Halo of Flame, the boss's fire gets reduced by 1 each turn, but builds back up again by 3, so that will keep going. Right, we've now got Chatty Shire, and this one we do need some good defence. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to also now use the first of our bird baths, because once I get to about 7 on the flame, I quite like to get rid of that. It does start clogging the hand up for smoke, but unlike slot hogs, smokes disappear at the end of each turn. And I still need a little bit more defence, so we'll use one of those Peacock's Pride just to boost us over the 10. And leave that. Here comes our Superoni. Possible he's going to get taken out completely. And this one's a bit of a pain. So what I may actually do here, I'm going to use the ducks in a row, because what I would like to do, I'm going to need some defence anyway. If I use any attack, then it's going to just be wasted because possibility's already been taken out. So flip them round and then do a couple of hits on Chatty Shire instead, and then I can... So now I'm fine because I've got the 12 defence that's needed. And I'm just going to use up that Frostbite. As I said, I don't particularly think it's much worth it as a wild tile, but we can take down Fluff Justice a bit more, and a bit of a waste on the defence, but I'm going to get up our Swoperoni for next turn, to get our bomb going for next turn, and leave it there. That's good. So, good timing on the Superoni. Papa Hawk is taken out. And what I'd really like... Just gonna discard down on these. Now, because I want to use this thermals to see if we can draw out the final bird, and I'll just, yeah, we'll get the smoke, but we'll still get our 5 tiles. There we go, Feathered Fury out as well, so that's brilliant. Bomb goes off and all of the birds are taken care of. So I'm going to just discard out those 2 bird baths, because next turn I'm going to play out Fireproof, and yeah, we will leave that there. So I won't need the bird baths for a little while. Right. So Beekeeper's awake, but you can see that already we have got the Beekeeper right up on 31. So I'll just boost up that defence to make sure that we're safe against that 8. Draw a few more tiles. So ideally what we'll do is get the flame all the way up to the 65, but yes we can with the 12 there. There we go. Oh, 1 point. Miscalculated. 1 point left. But that's cool because we just finished that off. So very handy being able to build up that flame early on. It makes our lives so much easier when the boss starts attacking, because we've already reduced down the amount we actually need to take him out with. Okay. Doesn't matter that we actually don't have much defense, because the Shrike is going to hit us with the flame if we can't take him out already. But that's nice. We can take him out, and actually we'll do this the other way around, 4, 5 and a 6, but also that allows us to throw some of that extra flame over onto the falconer. So we're now immune to fire for 5 turns, and the Shrike's taken out with the fire anyway. Okay, so again, Featherfall's already hit for 3, so if we can take him down. Now what's going to be really good, I am going to open up one of the birds, because I don't want to use up those 2 peacock prides. We will need that later, but I like Pumperum a lot, particularly when we're getting the tiles that bring smoke into our hand. It will give us a extra tiles every time, because smoke disappears or gets destroyed at the end of each turn. So we've now got some good fire to hit the next birds with, but the falconer's also got a decent amount of flame on them. Okay. And again, we will just use out our frostbite. And yeah. Again, I don't want to waste a peacock's pride. Let's see what we can get. Draw 3 more tiles. Always a bit of a risk, but didn't eventuate there of us drawing out another bird. So we're getting more flame onto the falconer. And our Superoni, yay! As with last time, I would like to have that Superoni going off next turn. Actually, why am I doing that? Nope, sorry. Second guessing myself, we do need to build up that defence. We still should be able to take out the Abyss, but in fact, to be honest, we don't need to. No, we do need to worry about it. I was going to go, we don't need to worry about it, but the 21 attack is not fun. So we'll just get rid of him. I was going to say that he'd get blown up this turn, but he'd miss out on that defence. Okay. So unfortunately, our nice fire immunity has disappeared just in time for the falconer to start hitting us with fire, so we'll wait for next turn to do the bird bath. And just build up a bit of that defence. And then can use up it's not going to completely refill our hand with the additional tiles, but hopefully, okay, so just pulling out Marjorie, but she'll get taken out with the bomb. And this is nice. Get back our fire immunity. So Idemir will also get taken out. So fine on my defense. So at this point, okay, I'll just remove out those bird baths and blow people up. Okay. That's a bit frustrating that we've got abandoned egg. Abandoned egg requires 45 to take it out now, but if we wait until next turn, then they turn into tiny bang, which is only 3 points. So rather than trying to waste any of my attack tiles, I'm going to use the Joker. 15 will defend me against the Falconer, and I'll get some guaranteed 3 wild tiles at the end. Go. Tiny bang! With 7 defense, but that's still only 9 with the defense removed down by 1. And tiny bang is automatically taken out by the fire. Very, very handy. And okay, we've got one more pumper on. That's a bit of a shame. Let's boost up our red dragon. We'll boost up, just get an extra tile. Not very handy, but that will defend us. I'm going to use one of my bird baths. I know I need 1 for next turn against the Falconer, but at least here I can use that last pumper on that smoke. And yep, let's take that. There we go. No, 1 defense. That was not worth waiting for. Okay. And very nicely, the Falconer gets taken out before he gets the chance to heal, so we will just end the turn there. There we go. So a little bit smoother than yesterday's run. So let's see what the poacher has for us. Right. So with Hannibal, first thing we need to do is boost up our defense. A 3, 4 and a 5. We might just, so that's 9, 12, already got the 3 on there. Now I'll just reduce down the low value tiles because we can take them out with the flame. A little bit extra onto the poacher, and don't have to worry about his spikes. I'll do the attacks first because attacks will hit even if you've got the flame going. So always better to attack first and then use flame. Otherwise you're wasting your flame tiles. And I think just get rid of those down and see who comes out this turn. Bit wary of using thermals when I don't have a lot of good defense, just because highly likely to take out or to get. But alright, so here's the Colton Apps of Freezing Opponent, which is then useful to have against the attack multiplied by the amount of frozen. But of course that requires you to have both of them in the same combo. Let's get Pumper them up. Okay. So this point with some decent defence tiles, I am going to use my thermals. Once you've got over about 10 followers, it's not really worth it, but we can use our bird bath, get that smoke to be turned into hopefully something useful, more than enough defence, and I'll leave that there. Would have liked, with this amount of defence, I would have liked to have had some more birds coming out. And right, Poacher is now awake. So we're going to be aware that we'll lose 3 tiles with Pumper Rum. That's nice because that will give us the extra tiles that we we'll get the extra tiles from Pumper Rum, but it's also got to be careful what we have left in hand, otherwise we risk losing nice tiles instead. Just boosting up my defense because I'm not going to take out either both so Razzle Dazzle and Dino. So we'll just discard those 2 and finish that there. Get our lose those 3 and see what we get back. Ooh, that's nice. We've got some decent flame and the ability to boost that up. Unfortunately, we will want to get some more help because Razzle Dazzle disappears. We need enough defense for both Dino and Poacher, and that's nice. Defend for another 14. So we need 36 and we're on 32. So what else do we get? Rewards gift us more. I'm going to use that one on the attack. And now we're going to get double nice tiles. So this one I haven't actually used before. So it's going to give us a lot of smoke in our hand, but with Pumper Rum that will actually be beneficial to us. I'm going to start off with that. Then build up some more fire. And now we'll double it. So that should hopefully... Yeah, it's taken out Dino, easily smashed out Razzle Dazzle. Sadly not enough to take too much over onto the Poacher, but still good. So now we're very defended against the Poacher. What I would really like though is... we'll take the fire starter for another time. Well, draw some more tiles. There's a little bit of risk here that we might draw out a hard-hitting bird. We haven't. So we've got some good wild tiles in hand, and we're using out our Pumper Run. And we take out those birds. and because we filled up our hand, we actually haven't drawn any new birds, which is very nice. This will draw us a slot hog, unfortunately, but because I want to build up fireproof, we're only going to hit the poacher with a small amount of fire, but a little bit will take him down for an extra 3 a turn. That's not too bad. And just we're going to lose 5. So ideally, so that the smoke will disappear. We might risk losing that one. Just take off there. Yep, lose that, and the poacher will also destroy our slot hog. So, there you go. Sad that we lost the 6 instead of the 1, but that's how it goes. And we'd only just got the 6, so I can't cry over something I wasn't planning for. Cool. Little bit of defense at this point, and we'll get that bomb going for next turn. Hail Mary is interesting, but I think I'm going to just discard that for now because I don't want to play it by accident. We'll pull out another bird tile. 2 count. Get rid of that Love. Still going to need a little bit more defense at this point. And 27. I still need a little bit more defense, so we'll grab a couple more tiles. Oh, I like Rubicon. And alright. So I'm gonna start off this way. That's a bit of a shame, just on the would like to have a bit more on the flame doubling for the poacher, but with the Rubicon I want to be attacking Joseph as much as possible, so we will because Joseph is immune to the fire, but taken down by 17. And redealing the hand. Oh, nice. Okay. Now, obviously, when you've got an opponent that's got as much attack on him as Joseph, you can fire out the flame as well, because there's not much to worry. You're still going to the attack's still going to make a difference. Now I need a silly amount of extra defense because of pulling out King Mob. So we'll use the bird bath just as a filler, and gain some more defense and draw 1 tile. Yep, so that should now do us. So 72. Yeah, we are well defended now. And at this point, I don't particularly want to break in onto any of my other birds if I don't need it, because hopefully we take these guys out, and next turn with our bomb, and with the fact that the poacher's already on 199 flame, we finish up.
Fly free, little sparrow.
It is nice that once the boss gets freed, the other birds don't attack. It means that you can finish quickly, and particularly if you're getting close to a time jump for your bonuses. We finished under 30 minutes, so 26:56. We were not close on that anyway, but it can be nice to that you're not having to worry about extra defense after the boss is defeated. Alright, so we got our no kings, we got Nero for destroying a lot of tiles, and a lot of that is those smoke tiles. We didn't have any upgraded suits, and we got our perfected bonuses. So yeah, sadly didn't get any of our hidden glory defeating the boss before we've drawn out all the bird tiles, but I'm pleased with that. It's a good score and not too challenging a run. So I hope you enjoyed that, and as always, jump down into the Steam link if you want to know anything more, and I will see you next time. Kia ora.